Our bodies are constantly working towards homeostasis, and a vital part of maintaining homeostasis is mitosis. Mitosis is the division of a cell, most likely dying or weathered cells. It is where a cell divides into two exact replicas of itself and is used to continue cell growth. Different cells require mitosis in different frequencies. For example, skin cells need mitosis every 2 to 3 weeks, as humans are always shedding and producing new skin to adapt to different conditions. Other cells, such as brain cells, don't go through mitosis, as it would require a temporary cease of the purpose that the cell serves, and this could have catastrophic implications on a human if brain cells were to divide. But a question remains, and that is how a single cell, which is how we all started from, ended up to tens of trillions of cells that are all uniquely specialized to a different purpose. To answer that, every human goes through the process of cell differentiation. This is how stem cells go through mitosis but allow for the specializations of cells. Our bodies first started as a zygote, the result of fusing together the sperm and egg into a single cell. This is a totipotent stem cell, the most versatile stem cell, due to its ability to divide into any type of cell. This totipotent stem cell, would go through mitosis and divide and eventually create pluripotent stem cells, which is similar to the totipotent stem cell, except for without the ability to create extra embryonic cells, such as the placenta. This then would go through mitosis and divide into multipotent stem cells, which is the most common stem cell and only codes for multiple different cells, not like pluripotent or totipotent stem cells. This is the process of specialization. But how do these cells become different if they all contain the same DNA? This is where the actual cell differentiation happens. In every cell that is divided, depending on the external and internal signals within or outside the cell, such as the physical contact with other cells or the chemicals secreted by neighboring cells, it can call for epigenetic marks, which can change the physical structure of the DNA without changing the actual DNA. An example is DNA methylated, which prevents some genes from being expressed. This process falls under the category of gene expression. Depending on what genes are expressed, the purpose and specialized job is different for every new cell. In all, from a single cell, it divides through mitosis, and with cell differentiation, cells become specialized for different jobs. Now, cancer is when there is uncontrolled mitosis or uncontrolled cell proliferation. Cancer can be categorized into two different types: benign and malignant. Benign tumors are invasive and aren't cancerous cells. While it may be physically unappealing, it isn't very dangerous. On the other hand, malignant tumors are very dangerous and can be fatal. This is invasive, and contains cancer cells. The problem with this is that it isn't in a specific area, but it can move and invade different parts of the body. The problem that makes cancer dangerous is because when it invades other cells, it overcrowds the other cells and dispels the useful cells and replaces them with the cancer cells, which serve no purpose in homeostasis. They could also apply pressure and as a result block certain paths, which disrupt the flow of very important elements like blood or oxygen. Sarcoma is a specific type of cancer that focuses on the connective tissue, and for this project I will be working on liposarcoma, which is cancer in the fat cells or adipose tissue. Adipose tissue is important because it provides thermal insulation and also it serves as a reserve energy source. Although these are very important roles in keeping homeostasis, because there is always a surplus in adipose tissue, the disruption in the amount of the reserve energy source, or the slight decrease in insulation would most likely go unnoticed. So the cancer isn't really painful, but the tumors can grow very large, so it is important to catch them early before they spread to different areas. If you have liposarcoma in the stomach, you might experience black, bloody, or tarry stool, blood and vomit, or stomach pains. With three different types of with the three different types of liposarcoma, the average mortality rate is 18%, which is very good. Even though this is a very good mortality rate for the different types of cancer, it should still definitely be avoided. Sadly, scientists haven't been able to pinpoint exactly what causes liposarcoma. So the main things to avoid are radiation and chemicals, which can rupture DNA and cause mutations, which can in turn cause liposarcoma. If one were to unfortunately be diagnosed with this cancer, the most common treatment would be surgery, as it is easy to detect, and the best way to remove the cancer is to remove the tumor. It is often combined with radiation therapy, which would get rid of any remnants of cancer cells that are still there after the surgery. If it has already spread, then the most logical option would be chemotherapy, as when it spreads, it would have likely gone to a sensitive part of the body that is too dangerous to operate on, and because of all the organs and nerves that surround the area around the tumor. Chemotherapy would work well because it would kill the tumor without possibly damaging other parts of the body. Chemotherapy is the process of killing the cancer cells by damaging its DNA, which then affects its ability to go through mitosis. Although this is very effective, it doesn't under chemotherapy doesn't have the ability to differentiate cancer cells and regular cells. So in the act of eliminating cancer cells, it also kills regular cells, calling for many side effects such as hair loss, vomiting, or diarrhea. Thankfully, because liposarcoma is easily detected, most patients would not have to go to the point where they have to go through chemotherapy. The treatment plan is also very effective, so there is no immediate concern in developing a new treatment, as the cost would not be worth the benefit. All in all, liposarcoma, while easily detected and treated, should never be taken lightly, like any other cancer. So always make sure to go see a doctor whenever a tumor may be forming on your body or you are feeling uncomfortable. Thank you.